Hey everyone, this is just gonna be a straight unedited run. Another bit of practice for the live streams. I don't get to edit those, people see them as they happen. So just a brief update. I quit my job today, and that's not me making that bold move of wanting to take a leap of faith and jump into making videos and being the YouTube star I've always dreamed of. It's because I went in this morning and I found that the things that I have in the area where I eat lunch, which is, I guess, the equivalent of your own locker area, except that I don't have a locker. So there's all of my stuff in the box, including a few books that I'd brought in from home, and they'd taken it and thrown it in the skip. And this isn't one of your regular skips you'd see outside someone's house either. This is one of those industry skips. It's like 3 meters deep, so about 10 foot deep. That's from the bottom of the skip to the top of the skip. It was quite full. I saw the stuff where it had been tipped into the skip. Managed to retrieve a few of my tools. I had some marker pens and other bits and pieces that only little cheap tools, but still not the point. They were mine, I'd paid for them. No one should have been going near my stuff if there was a problem, if it was messy. I'm not an unapproachable guy. I'm not an unreasonable guy. There's no reason why they couldn't just ask me to clear up my mess, rather than waiting until my back was turned and sending someone else to do it. It's more the straw that broke the camel's back at this stage, as I wasn't too impressed with things at the place anyway, but that was how it transpired this morning. I had a look to see if I could find the book. There was a couple of books that had been thrown away. One was the Upanishads book, and that was the one that I cared about. That one had a bit of sentimental value. I was quite happy with the way I'd received it. We'll replace it, but also besides the point. I know it's only something like £7 on Amazon, but it is what it is. It's the invasion of privacy, the feeling that it was okay to just take my stuff and bin it, not give me the opportunity to take any of it home, not give me the opportunity to throw it away myself, the going behind my back element of it. I approached the guy who I believe to have done it, the head of the department at dispatch, and he was in front of the manager, the guy who I had initially called to get the job in the first place. And I confronted him about it in front of him. He tried laughing the situation off and claims that it was the charge hand type manager, the one who was the manager of the yard, basically the manager of all of the in-between step between the upper class and lower class, as they seem to view it, the office staff and the yard staff or the factory staff. And I just turned to the manager, said that it's been a pleasure working for the company, but throwing away my private property is a step too far over the line. And I can't work like this. He asked me to reconsider, to calm down. He was going to go and have a talk with the other guy. Then came back and said, oh yeah, I spoke to the other guy. He said he threw it away because it looked like rubbish. Oh, wonderful. I'm glad I waited around to hear that. So my mind was unchanged. It's quite sad. There's a lot of people that I enjoyed working with. It took a full hour to go around saying goodbye to everyone. Had a few people trying to convince me to stay, see things from a different light, but I don't think you can allow people to get away with that kind of thing. I think if you allow someone to get away with throwing away your personal possessions, what's the next step? I mean, that's only a step away from bullying, isn't it? Or is it even could be considered bullying itself? I mean, I haven't got on with the people in the dispatch team for a good few months. It's been since February when I started fasting. One of them, the head of the department, had a problem with me doing the fasting. Reckons that I was just making myself ill, and he was a nutrition expert back in his country, and this just it went from us having a nice rapport where we'd be able to crack jokes, have a few laughs with each other while working together, to literally only replying in one word answers if it's not something directly about work. Like, I could see people being childish. The other guy who actually was given the orders to throw the box, and he was someone that we fell out when I said that I was doing fasting during Ramadan, the incorporating the sunrise to sunset. He got offended over that because in his mind, it's not right for me to do that. I'm not a Muslim. And it's like nothing to stop you from seeing whether or not fasting on specific dates because of the alignment of the planets would give you some benefit. But some people, their minds are set one way and that's it. Like, I didn't have a problem with that really over the past how many months since February? Well, we November now. It's probably 9 months. Is my math off? I think it's 9 months. Got I just can't work for a company that has such a low amount of respect for me that they won't even leave my belongings alone while I'm not there. It's not as if this was a box that was in the middle of the floor looking messy. Everyone knew that was my corner. Everyone that was in that department, everyone that wasn't in that department that came around there occasionally to use the printing press machine. It is what it is. People were well aware of what they were doing. And if people at the dispatch team wanted to be petty and throw my personal belongings in the bin, then what's next? Are they going to start putting things in my drink when I'm not looking? Trying to put things in my food, throw things at me, laugh at me behind my back, try and get other people to join in? I mean, this isn't the kind of situation where you can just go take out the ringleader and give him a good hiding. Much as maybe appealing to, and also I try not to be that way inclined. Don't believe that violence is the answer, unless, of course, the question is what isn't the answer. But I think that it let me know exactly where I stand in the company, and rather than trying to put a smile on and go through the day biting my tongue so I don't say anything, don't end up telling people exactly what I think of them. I don't end up telling the manager that gave the orders to throw the box away that he knew exactly what he was doing, because the materialistic son of a bitch always wears his rings on his fingers, all of his jewelry, all of the flashy stuff, all of that materialistic stuff. Oh, look at me, look at how much I have. Look at what privilege I was born into. Like, so I mean, respect for anyone that manages to build their way up from the bottom like that, but it seems that from what I hear of this guy's story, he never had to make those initial climbs. So when you value material like that, you know exactly what you're doing when you dispose of someone else's. You're aware of what attachment you have to physical things. Now, I'm a little bit more spiritual inclined. I find it easier to let go of material things than others would. And I'm not that upset about the book. What I'm upset about is the invasion of privacy and the way it was dealt with, the way it's not seen as a big deal. No, it's not the way that I can allow myself to be treated. I think that for what I put into the place, as people that work there say they haven't seen people working there as hard as me in 27 years. There's everyone that worked there I got on with at one point or another. A few people, we had some petty squabbles and fell out. The guy that got me the job turned up at a bus stop I was waiting at one day, didn't even say hello, just kept his distance. We got on the same bus, we both left, and that was that. I haven't really spoke to him since. It's just sometimes things go a little bit sour, and it went sour in that department. He is from that department, by the way. I went round, shook everyone's hand to say goodbye. Only two people from that department, the ones that I was sure weren't involved. That is what it is. There's one door closes, another door opens. I'm not worried about getting another job. They'll miss me before I miss them. I was willing to do all of the jobs that other people found annoying. There was a lot of things that I'd go around and help people. I'd be helping all of the joiners. They always enjoyed my help. There's people that used to go searching for me. They'd go looking all around the building for me rather than asking someone else to help, which I found quite flattering. And there was people there that I got on really well with. And the dispatch team were all, oh yeah, well, they only like you because you're doing their work for them. Oh, hello, Squizzle. How you doing? Got a little friend to say hello. Is he on the screen? I'm not sure. But yeah, they're giving it that the only reason that these people say good things about me is because I'm doing their work for them. What they don't see is the rest of the story. Like when I get members of staff coming in, bringing in sweets and stuff like that for me, or fruit for me. Like one guy gave me some laddu that his wife had made that was vegan, and that's one of the guys that they were heavily talking about will just take liberties with you. It's like, I never saw the liberties. I've always been happy to help him. The help's always been minimal that was asked of me. And then he'd often show me different tricks and different ways of getting around problems that he'd figured out over the years. He's a very intelligent man. But they're just so mindset in that place that everyone's out to get them, and you can't trust anyone. And if someone asks you for help, you tell them, no, I've got my own things to do. And it's not the best environment. I think that, it's not my company, it's not my place to say, but if that's how they want to run things, then I'll leave them to it. It's not something I really want to be a part of. I've always been a helpful individual. I enjoy working. I'm a workaholic. Even if I did skive in that place, the skiving I would do is nipping off somewhere to do some press-ups or squats or some tricep dips on one of the poles that they've got, or sitting in the toilet a little bit longer editing a video. I'd always be working. I'm never not working. I'm a workaholic. It's part of being an Aries. We've got so much energy to burn. It's always looking at producing something, being productive in one way, shape, or form. I don't feel like I'm going to suffer too much from this. It sucks to be in this situation just before Christmas, but we've got the majority of things covered. I'm not worried. I put a bit of money aside because I knew that we weren't going to be getting paid for our Christmas holidays here where it's self-employed. So I wanted to have a bit of money there just to make sure we'd get through. So that money will stretch out a little bit further now until I manage to get something else that's paying the bills coming in. Been out looking already. I found a few things online that look interesting. I'm going to have a walk around the local area, see if there's anything that's within walking distance that'd be very easy to get to and from. I'm hoping to find something with less hours, something that's more 8 till 5, not 7 till half 5. Try and get something that's closer to 8-hour shifts. I saw that when I was looking for jobs about a month ago, that there was 3 different types of shift. There was the 6 a.m. till 2 a.m. 6 a.m. till 2 p.m., 2 p.m. till 10 p.m., or 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. 3 different price brackets. And you could choose between them which shifts you wanted to do, or occasionally pull a double shift of 16 hours if you felt like you had energy to burn and a goal for some money to earn. But I mean, looking back on it, it would have been nice to apply for that. If you know what's going to happen, it makes it easier to prepare for. That was the last thing I expected today. I already wasn't happy with the place, but I would have stayed until after Christmas at least. I definitely waited until I was more up and running on YouTube before trying to do the leap of faith. Not that I'm against others doing the leap of faith. I think it's a very difficult one because you have to have that faith. You have to be sure that things aren't going to go wrong for you. A moment of doubt can cause you to slip and fall. And the leap of faith is something that you have to feel ready for. A lot of new age people just try and push you to do it as soon as possible. Say, yeah, just go. You can't fail. Just imagine you can't fail. You have to have a momentum. It's about more than just a quick fix. If it was that quick and simple, a lot more people would be doing it and effectively proving it. Yeah, so my immediate future is searching for local work, less hours. I'm going to be giving up smoking as it will cut back on a lot of cost. There's also a fast that I've been looking to do for a while. I've been looking at doing a water fast, but trying working while water fasting is quite difficult at times. You end up really low on energy. You can end up making yourself really ill, as I found out earlier this year. You've got deep things inside of you that need cleansing, and you're trying to burn the candle at both ends by still pumping out a day's work. I think that it's something I can see here as a win-win situation. Either I'll manage to find a job quickly and have some money coming in and something to do that's productive that I can bury myself into, which I've got plenty to do at home, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be well catching up on chores in the meantime, as well as being able to get the videos edited. Should be back up to speed. But the other alternative is I end up not getting work in the near future, but I've cut back on costs because all I'd be needing to buy is water, and I'd have the opportunity to take that into 2-3 weeks, however long it takes for the pain in my side to resolve itself, to get past that point in which the body's using the reserves. Once I've gotten to the point where all the reserves are depleted, my body can go into a full state of autophagy and start breaking down all of the damaged cells and structures that need mending. It'll be a nice time to reconstruct. Also, another good opportunity to move forward with a possibly different job. I mean, I don't know what I could end up with. Could be something that's more of the same, but there's potential to go into other paths. One of the jobs that I've seen that I'm gonna go for is a management position. It will involve being very on top of what I was just doing. It would be a lot more, what's the word? It would be a lot more serious. It would require a lot more sobriety. And I think that moving forward in that way might be quite helpful for building certain skills. But my mind isn't closed around anything yet. Mind's open, could do absolutely anything. One thing you gain when you lose is freedom. Now I've got enough freedom to decide the next step in my journey. And I do like freedom. It's something that you can't buy. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there for now. Gonna carry on with my job search. And I should have videos to you a lot sooner than before. A lot less waiting time now. So I look forward to hearing from me a lot sooner. And I thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more.